I'm ready.
Okay, go. All right, so I entered the vehicle with 3 points of contact. My seat, my steering wheel, and my mirrors are adjusted to me. My seat belt is properly mounted and secured. It's not worn, torn, cut, or frayed. It latches and unlatches properly, and it's a 3-point seat belt. Okay, great. My floor is clean. There's no oil or debris. I have a 10 BC fire extinguisher, properly mounted and secured, fully charged as indicated by the arrow in the green. I have 3 reflective triangles and 6 spare fuses in the bag. Okay. My weather seal around the windshield is intact with no sign of leaks. My windshield's clean, not cracked or broken, no illegal stickers. I've already covered the wiper blades and stuff on the outside, so I have to talk about them again. At this time, I'm going to safe start my vehicle to allow my air pressure to build up and continue with the end cap. Turn the key on. ABS light goes on and off. Then start the vehicle. I'm just straightening the wheels. Alright, my city horn, my highway horn are working properly. The reason the air horn didn't sound loudly is because I don't have a lot of air. Right? Just to put that in your head. Right, now, I'm going to turn the lights on. I'm going to do my indicators. My high beam indicator works. My low left-right turn signal indicators work. My 4-way flasher indicators work. My oil pressure rose within, I think in Maine y'all have to say 3 to 6 seconds or something like that. And it should be between 30 and 50.
I think that's the number.
Yeah. PSI.
30, 50, yes.
Yeah. My water temperature gauge is working. It should be between 100 and whatever the range is, 170. I don't remember.
210.
210. Okay, sounds about right.
That's right.
I think that sounds about right. So my water temperature gauge is working. Water temperature between 170 and 210 degrees. RPM gauge is working properly. My voltmeter should be between 13.5 and 14.5, and it's currently 14.1. My depth gauge is showing full. My fuel tank is showing fuel. My primary and secondary air tank gauges should be between 120 and 140 psi. So when it sneezes, that's the range that it should sneeze at, between 120 and 140. All right. While that's going, turn these to the right. My heater, make sure you fill in down here, and my defroster, make sure you reach over so that you can actually fill the air, are working properly. And my wipers, I have to make sure they're working properly as well. All right, so my wipers are working properly. So now all I'm doing is I've already completed all the end cap for the most part, except for the air leak air brake test. And right, so now I'm just waiting on my air pressure to build up. Make sure you give the ranges for everything. So study that part.
Now, is this the regen?
No. All right, my governor sneezed. My air pressure is at 140 psi. I'm going to conduct the air leak test first. Turn the vehicle off. You turn the key back to the on position. ABS lights go on and off. You release your tractor and trailer brakes. Let the air settle. You can hear it. Another little piece of warning. Once you push these valves in to begin the air leak test, do not touch them again until after they pop out on their own. If you even do that, accidentally just touch it, they will say that you assisted the vehicle, and these have to pop out by themselves without any human contact. All right, so don't touch them. All right, the air settled. I'm going to get my 60-second timer. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to press and hold the brake pedal to the floor. And I'm going to start my timer. During that minute, I'm watching the gauges to make sure I'm not losing any air. My windows are down, so I'm listening for an air leak. So I'm looking and listening for an air leak while I watch the timer. Right? Now, I'm going to hit fast forward. At the end of 1 minute, I did not lose more than 4 psi in 60 seconds. You notice I did not take my foot off the brake yet. Right? That's because if I do take my foot off the brake, then I will release the air that's in here, and the visual and audible may already come on. You can take your foot off, no big deal, but out of a habit, I don't. All right, so now that's the air leak test. Now I'm going to check that my visual and audible warning come on, and it should come on between 55 and 60 psi. So I'm going to fan down the brakes. All right, my visual and audible low air warning indicator came on at about 50 psi. All right. Now I'm going to continue to fan down the brakes till my valves pop out, and they should pop out between 20 and 40 psi. And I'm watching the valves. All right, my trailer valve popped out at 40 psi. I keep going. My tractor valve popped off at about 20 psi. Now I'm going to start the vehicle, build my air pressure back up to between 120 and 140 when the governor sneezes. When it sneezes, I'm going to tell the examiner what my air pressure actually is. You are allowed to assist the vehicle in building up the air pressure. And you don't have to know this, but just for your sake, the visual and audible low air warning will go, it'll shut off at 70 psi. That examiner told me that in Maine, the air leak test has to be 100% and the gauges have to be 100%. In other words, the ranges that these, you see what I'm saying? So, all right, my governor sneezed, my air pressure is at 140 psi. I will now conduct my tug test. All right, so to do my tug test, I release the tractor brakes, got my foot on the brake, put it in drive. I'm checking my trailer brakes. Couple little tugs. All right, my trailer brakes held. Now I'm going to check my tractor brakes. So I set the tractor brakes. I release the trailer brakes by pushing the valve in. Put it in drive. All right, my tractor brakes held. Now I'm going to conduct the service brake test, which is the brake pedal, right? Brakes are released, the vehicle's in drive. I drive forward at 5 miles an hour, stop. My vehicle stopped as expected. It did not pull left or right. This concludes the air leak, air brake service brake test, and the in-cab portion of my pre-trip. Ta-da! That's it.